Um, okay, if we speak about complete set of meditation and the mantra techniques, it's like 18 big meditation techniques and 144 bija mantras and few more extra things. He gave me, for example, mudra samarpana, all that special mudra yoga, and one set of exercises which like 160 mudras he also gave me. But it's for sure not the main part of the system. And if you ask question about yantra yoga or Tantra yoga or whatever yoga, you know, when we speak about Tantra yoga, actually, what does it mean Tantra yoga? Tantra yoga means one more name for the Kriya Yoga. And actually we may say that huge confusion happened because of terminology confusion. When we may speak about different things and use the same words, or we may use different words and speak about the same. And in the Bhagavad Gita, this kind of techniques Vyasadeva call as the Raja Yoga. Yeah? Okay, let us be clear that historical Krishna was 1,000, at least 1,000 years before Vyasadeva wrote Bhagavad Gita. And for us as the Westerners, especially Kriya Yoga practitioners, it's okay. But for most of the traditional Hindu people, it's a kind of problem because they like to say that Bhagavad Gita is direct teaching of Krishna, but it is not. Because just imagine, Krishna was historical, okay, divine incarnation, but really his time was at least 1,000 years before Vyasadeva, who wrote Bhagavad Gita. So that's huge gap. And Vyasadeva, he described certain techniques as the Raja Yoga, and that's Kriya Yoga actually. In the Yoga Sutra written by Patanjali, he mentioned about this already as the Kriya Yoga, but also as Ashtanga Yoga. In different tantric scriptures like Vijñāna Bhairav Tantra, the most famous tantric book, they call it Tantra Yoga. And then we have many names basically about the same yoga system, which is like meditation, work with the consciousness, work with the subtle energy. Well, Yantra Yoga was part of Yogi Ramak tradition, and he was extremely good at it. And maybe now I'm not so often doing different yantras, but in the 90s, yeah, I think so. And there are a few basic knowledge about Yantra Yoga, but a lot of intuition stuff there. And actually, when we see different mystical symbols, which are actually Yantra Yoga, logic, I believe, only 1%, and the 99% is intuition. So sometimes we may think about certain branch of yoga is extremely logical one, but really it is more for the intuition. Anyway, the main question is self-inquiry. And yes?
So okay, in Kriya Yoga we have Raja Yoga, we have Jnana Yoga, like self-inquiry, we have Karma Yoga, like right action, Dharma, life mission. What is about Bhakti Yoga in Kriya Yoga?
Okay, there are many branches of yoga, and in Bhagavad Gita, Vyasadeva, with the help of Krishna, describing 4 main kinds of yoga: Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Raja Yoga. Later on, actually in the end of 19th century, great Indian mystic, guru and political leader Swami Vivekananda, he wrote brilliant book, which is like 4 yogas. Normally in English language they publish it in 4 separate volumes, but sometimes, by the way, in Russian language we have it as a 1 volume, which is maybe even much better. And Swami Vivekananda describing these 4 like main kinds of yoga, 4 main branches like Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga. But at the same time we have to be clear that there are much greater number of branches in yoga. For example, Hatha Yoga, for example, Mantra Yoga, for example, sometimes even Pranayama Yoga can be as a separate branch. Then Mudra Yoga, about which we just now mentioned. So huge number. For example, lucid dreams, it's a kind of yoga which is Nidra Yoga, which is widely misunderstood, because now we have Nidra Yoga as just a set of relaxation, but really Nidra Yoga is a huge system which is nothing to do with a simple relaxation. Yeah. And your question is about Bhakti Yoga, and you know, Bhakti Yoga is the beginning and the end. And the most perfect answer about Bhakti Yoga for me is given by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who just described it as the first and the last step. That's the reason why he described it as the, okay, you start your spiritual journey and you have to feel devotion. Bhakti Yoga means devotion. Devotion to the Guru, devotion to the, okay, some kind of outside God, outside divinity. And, okay, the Bhakti means devotion, and you need it just to receive all the instruction. But Bhakti means duality. You as a personality, and some God or Guru is outside of you. Then step by step you practice meditation of Raja Yoga or Kriya Yoga, we can call it. Then you reach the level of Jnana Yoga, means wisdom. But it's interesting that some people stop there. But really it's not the end. Because Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he told that after Jnana Yoga is the level of Parama Bhakti. And that I like a lot. Because in the beginning is a Bhakti Yoga. In the end is the Parama Bhakti, which is beyond Vedanta, beyond Advaita, beyond Jnana or wisdom. That's the reason why the highest practitioners, they actually reach the state that even after realization of non-duality is just great understanding of the God. And that's we see in the life of Ramana Maharshi, Ram Krishna Paramahamsa, Sri Aurobindo, and many Christian saints as well. So that's my like explanation about Bhakti Yoga in a sense of Kriya Yoga. And of course some branches of Kriya Yoga, they speak about such a divine incarnation like Sai Baba. Some of them keep silence or even denying. But for us, I think it's very important that it's strange to speak about just Jesus, just Krishna, and denying living God in the form of Sai Baba. That's strange. Then it's like, a childish game when we worship to the idol of Krishna or Jesus or Buddha and denying the living God. And of course, for the Kriya Yoga, Mahavatar Bababji is that divine incarnation. And for quite many branches, they have understanding that a divine incarnation of our time is Sai Baba, and Yogi Ramayana was actually the beginning of spiritual path of my Guru Yogi Ramayana was Shirdi Sai Baba, and he was of course respectful to Sathya Sai Baba, and he was extremely happy that I was visiting Sathya Sai Baba ashram. So and that's also example of Bhakti Yoga in the field of Kriya Yoga, because now quite many gurus and schools, they just teach meditation and denying divine incarnation, which is kind of absurd. So that's Bhakti Yoga is extremely important.